Yo, what's popping? We have a meta discussion here because I want to make a video and I don't know what it should be on. So, I'm going to talk about the meta discussion about a bunch of teams and what we're seeing on these new maps. So, we're seeing a lot of the top teams, right? A lot of the, yeah, maybe it's easy to use this. So, we're seeing Atlanta run the Doom a lot. We're seeing Glads run the Doom a little bit, uh, an amount. Not like exclusively like Houston are or Atlanta, but we're seeing a lot of teams run the Doomfist, particularly on push. I think Doom is for sure better than Winston against push, and so yeah, we're seeing the Winston dives and we're seeing the Doom dives mostly. Uh, Besides London running their little Rhine thing or whatever, right? Most of these teams are running Winston or Doom dive primarily. Then we see Zarya probably as the third most tank, but Zarya has not seen as much success as either Monkey or Doomfist. So what are the key differences between these tanks? Because the stuff around them is all the same. Well, Monkey can actually hold space, but Doom can only take it, can only engage on it. Doom can't hold any space. He has to actively be using it, actively be, you know, attacking it to control it. So this is why we see Doomfist being played on Coliseum and New Queen Street, because it's less about holding space and more about taking space, right? Even if you're pushing the payload and you're in the control of the objective, it's still about taking the space away from your opponent and being proactive. You're not holding it. Whereas maybe on like I don't know what's a good map for this example. Maybe Circuit Royale has its own meta, and I'll talk about that. I guess maybe Dorado, Route 66 is probably a good one, where Monkey likes to hold the corner, uh, stuff like that. So we see it's very. That's the main difference between the two comps. Doomfist taking the space versus Monkey holding it, right? But we see most of the top teams opting towards the Doomfist more often. Like the teams that are playing Doom, like Atlanta, Houston, Boston, are the teams that come to mind immediately when I think of Doomfist playing. I know Dallas played some. I think Glad's played some, but those are the three main teams that we're seeing. A lot of them are rated quite highly, right? Uh, Atlanta making great showcase of it. Houston doing very well with it, especially against Dallas, where they control the tempo completely. And yeah, it's a real showcase of what Doomfist can do by controlling the tempo and playing super fast. And Doom excels at playing fast, right? Over Monkey. They both like to play fast, but Doomfist needs to play fast or else he can't get value. If Doomfist isn't going in and controlling his engagements, it's harder to find value off it. Doom can do the counter dive on Monkey where he can punch the Monkey and fuck him up whenever he dives. So Doom probably counter dives better than Monkey, I would argue. But Monkey Bubble protects the dive better, so it's hard. So basically, we're saying the utility of Doomfist and like his disruption and his I don't even know what to say his damage. I think they do similar damage to be honest, but it's like his explosiveness maybe versus Monkey's utility with his bubble. Essentially, it's basically bubble versus Doom punching and his slow, which is very good as well. So that's the key difference between the two comps. I couldn't tell you which is better where, except I think Doom is better on push for sure. Uh, there's arguments. There's a bunch of like it's not really a which is better. It's like just whichever style the team feels more comfortable playing, and you can tell by the teams that are playing it. And it's not necessarily because they don't have a good Winston or whatever, but just a difference of style, I suppose. Uh, and then we can talk about Circuit Royale. I don't even know what happens if I click on this. Yeah, originally known as Monte Carlo, sure. So Circuit Royale, we see the very different the Sigma poke coming from this map with the we see Echo on it. We see a lot of Widow on it because of the long sight lines and the hard corner that you have to push through. All the points are pretty high ground heavy, except for the first one, I guess. The first one has that little bridge, but it's like fake high ground. You don't even really care about it because you might not get a good fight coming off at the corner, which is actually stronger. So that's why we end up seeing the Sigma and all that stuff. We've seen Zarya on it too. I feel like Sigma should be better overall because of the shield, and it has actually more staying power, I think, with shield plus grasp and rock, whereas Zarya just does damage. But yeah, so we see that very unique meta coming out on that map, and not really anywhere else. All the other maps, we can pretty much say with confidence, Monkey or Doom Dive was the meta. Of course, Wrecking Ball was disabled for week 1, but I don't think Wrecking Ball. I don't know where Wrecking Ball comes into this dive centric thing. I could see it that Wrecking Ball could get played. I think some teams said they were playing Wrecking Ball. I'm not sure if that's actually true, but we'll see. We'll also see if they're gonna play on a new balance patch immediately for the next week. I could see it, but I would guess there probably won't be a new one with the Zen kick and the Zen extra HP. With the soldier changes, if soldier is changed, then this whole meta thing is out the window really, because it could be Tracer, it could be Sombra maybe even. It's hard to know what we'd see if soldier wasn't played, but yeah, I'm not sure what else to go on this, to be honest. There's not a lot to say. So maybe I just will end it here, I guess. Tomorrow I will probably try to get another video out. Maybe I'll do a prediction video. I don't know. I don't know what my game plan is. But yeah, okay. Have a good one.